Hey Pedro, my name's Daphne. I'm going to be working with you on your essay corrections. Thank you so much for getting involved with us. I have replied to your comments on my email, so I hope that is helpful for you. Let's look at these. Some people think that schools have to be more entertaining. Others think their sole purpose is to educate. Which do you agree with? So this is an opinion essay. Good work in your planning. Okay, let's see how that gets into the essay. So education standards and teaching techniques, we spell this QUES in English, are changing worldwide. Whereas 3 decades ago, school formats were all almost similar. Nowadays, the teaching method spectrum has widened. Okay, interesting. Some schools include more entertaining curriculum to deal with. Some people believe they should return. Okay, I really like that as your general statement at the beginning. I think that works. This isn't working because you've sort of tried to paraphrase, but it's not quite working. So I would think you could have a lovely statement beginning with while some teachers and parents argue that it is right to include more entertaining. I don't want to use that word. More interesting and challenging activities in the school day. Others prefer a wholly academic focus. But what I do need is your opinion. It's an opinion essay, so your opinion must come here in the intro. Okay? So I would take out that because I think that's slightly confusing, but you could come into this as your sort of paraphrasing of that question. Then you need your opinion. Okay. To begin with, some school formats consider that tradition. Now, it's not the formats think the tradition's changing. It's the parents or the teachers or the professors or the whatever. So it's not not the word format. So some schools or some school experts, education experts, consider traditional principles have changed. You don't need that because if that's your topic sentence, like your main sentence, now you need to develop. So you could say, so that a 10-year-old student should not be sitting for 8 hours learning language, maths and history in the old fashion, which revolves around textbooks and written exercises. Don't put it in brackets, it's really important. But you do need to develop like this. So this is developing your sentence, which is what we want. Instead, with the help of technology, they could learn with interactive media and games, making teaching and learning more entertaining for everyone. Okay, good. Let's just change that word. Stimulating and memorable. So remember, we want as much language as we can get. This is for the vocab element. So if you're using this word is in the question. So we don't want to use that word. You can have new words in here. Not for everyone, but for the students. Furthermore, recent showed 15-year-old children look at their WhatsApp every 50 minutes or less during lesson time. 50 minutes, that's good. I'd say every 5. Arguing they are bored. Thus, teachers claim entertaining classes would, not will, but would diminish this tendency. Yeah, diminish or avoid. You could have both words in there. You definitely want the modal verb would because it's hypothetical. And rescue education. Okay, nice, good paragraph structure. I like that. Just watch out on the vocab. Just watch out on the few little grammar things. Now, in English, for subjects, we actually have them in capital letters. That is really important. Okay, otherwise, good paragraph. I like that. Well done. You can't have on the other hand because you haven't had on the one hand. You can have, though, however. Tradition defenders explain that school is solely for education, a bit more here, and exam results to access higher or university or whatever. So expand, just push a little bit more. They argue that new fashions and phones could cause a decrease in the acquired knowledge, and schools should return to traditional curriculum to ensure, and then expand on this, to ensure education, successful results, and better learning retention. Something like that. Do 3 things there because that is more powerful. For example, local schools' annual tests have shown a general decrease in overall results. When phones were allowed in class, or if you're going back to the knowledge, because motivation is lower. You need to complete that example. So like I'm going like, why? So give me more of that example, expand that. Okay, so yeah, and again, you know what I'm going to say, change these words, okay? That feels a little bit repetitive, having that sentence in there. I would rather you built up that paragraph, had a really good example, and then you don't need that sentence. Here I want in conclusion. I need to know that you're in your conclusion. So this is signaling. The examiner needs to know what's coming. So in conclusion, again, and reinforce your thing. Okay. Yes. I believe current trends in technology could boost education. Absolutely. And say fashion and be more appropriate. And be more appropriate for current students in the future. And entertainment, okay, yeah, that would have to be entertainment. But again, I'm concerned about overuse of that word. Okay, but nice start on that essay. Make sure on the signalling, the linking words, the examiner knows exactly where you are going. That is really, really important. That has an impact on the coherence of your essay. Okay. So doing an enjoyable activity with a child can develop better skills and more creativity than reading. To what extent do you agree? So this is where you have to have, I strongly agree, I strongly disagree, I firmly agree, that kind of thing. Okay? So planning, yeah, good. Really nice. Good planning there, well done. Conclusion, both. Be careful. It's much easier to decide one way or the other. Yeah, you just usually have a better argument when you do that. So even if you don't personally think that, sometimes it just works a bit better in terms of your style. Children's proficiency. Hang on, you've got 2 apostrophes here. You can't have both. And creativity is a major translation concern among adults. Well, some people... While some people believe reading is keystone in developing these aptitudes, others think that enjoyable activities such as including sport or games you're going to talk about are foremost because, give me a little bit more, just a little bit more in here. With some examples, I'll discuss both views. Well, I really need your opinion. It's an opinion essay. You've got to give me your opinion here. Don't forget. We'll talk to you about this in the next modules, but this is really important on the layout. Okay, so your opinion goes here, again at the end. To begin with, okay, I don't think you need this. I think you can just start with a strong topic sentence, like, it has widely been seen, yeah, or agreed, that. That is a much stronger academic kind of topic sentence rather than this. Enjoyable activities, like, okay, change the word. Because again, we've got this same thing. Yeah. Don't use the same words as they are using in the question. So can stimulate many types of intelligence and creativity. And then you're going, in addition, just go because. This is because. So I want you to expand this topic sentence before you get into in addition. This is because, okay, they're pleasurable as well as being known to enhance cognitive and spatial awareness, or something like that. Sorry, that should have a T in it. There we go. So expand this idea. A sentence like, in addition, they're very pleasurable, is too short. So we need more here. It's well known that bricks and games develop geometrical. Okay, good. So I'll put that in as well. So use these two sentences together. Great. For example, I'm more prone to solve and understand future construction exercises because, yeah, Lego stimulates. So expand. In fact, some schools which introduce brick building and structure subjects reported improved results. Improving would be actually okay in robotics at advanced degrees. Okay, another important advantage of doing activity together is the construction of social bonds. Absolutely. And then you could go into here, which, according to doctors, which according to doctors enable children to both learn and communicate at the same time. Just think of stretching your sentences. So by using which into a relative clause, I'm getting into nice complex grammar. Okay, that's going to get me more marks on grammar. Reading, however, is a traditional, absolutely, centuries of evidence and everyone's personal experience. Now, not everyone. Some people hate reading. So I would say many people's could undoubtedly confirm this. For example, anyone can remember reading. No, be very careful here. It's a very general statement, so you need to ungeneralize this. Okay, I mean, maybe, but for me, you're not on the question here. Remember, the point is doing things with children. So this comment about reading should be to do with children, yeah, with a child. So it's how children approach reading. If it's the adult reading to them, if it's them reading at home, them reading at school, is them building their imagination. I like this idea, but it has to be connected to children. Okay, so just think about that paragraph. In conclusion, good, in addition to many others, these activities furthermore may enrich social bonds. Yeah. Now, I think that conclusion needs a little bit of tidying up. You've gone back to your ideas, which is great, but at the same time, I think you could link these sentences to make them longer. And I don't think you need that sentence, for example, but I think in addition to enriching social bonds. So join that together. And then it's to what extent. So you have to have, I firmly, strongly, or even largely believe that. So you have to have an indicator to what extent. That is really, really important to go in there. This is how you get the marks on the task achievement. Okay, so that paragraph is working okay. This paragraph isn't on the question, but overall, really well done. Good first effort there. Thanks, Pedro.